Hello everyone and welcome back. We got a huge, gigantic, big reveal today. It's been a deluge of Final Fantasy reveals, spoilers, showings, show-ups, show-offs. Really, let's just get right into it. The Commander decks, I have the info on what is inside the Magic the Gathering Commander decks. And before we get started, be sure to hit that like button, smash that like button, subscribe. Check out the channel memberships. I got some cool stuff in the works for channel members, some exclusives, some giveaways, and some other things. Without further ado, I should say without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into the decks. I'm going to go ahead and show you the D list. I'm going to give you the D. Let's just get let's just get right into it. You're not here for my nonsense. All right. So, you know the four decks. You got Terra, Cloud, Tidus, and Y'shtola. Here's the collector's fancy version. That's like $400 for a deck. Here's kind of the breakdown. Ready to play 100 card commander deck. Surge foil face commander. Surge foil featured commander card. 98 surge foil. That's the collector. So this is the one deck box reference card sample collector booster sample pack. You got your tokens, revival trance, limit break. Basically all the Final Fantasy tropes of limit break. So you got the foil commander, standard fare, traditional foiled feature commander, 98 foil cards. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. First deck on the list is, where is it? Load, you asshole. Okay. So you got your revival trance. What is this? Show deck breakdown. Who is this? Doesn't show the commander? Is it Terra? Yeah, so this is your Terra commander deck. You got the Mardu colors. So we all know what Terra does. We've seen the spoilers. She's got trance. Trance is the limit break that was in Final Fantasy IX. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So you got Terra, 3/3, trance, beginning of combat of return, mill 2 cards, gains flying, deals damage. You may pay 2. When you return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You got Celis, Rune Knight. This was also spoiled. You got Cyan, Vengeful Samurai. So is this only Final Fantasy VI? Oh no, I was hoping they would mix up other games. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. So Vengeful Samurai. So nice to see Samurai making a comeback. Cost 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Double strike. Whenever one more creature leaves your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on him. You got General Leo over here. Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's see. ETB. Returns 1 target creature abandoned by a 3 from your graveyard to the battlefield. So a 5-mana reanimator. Then you put a 1/1 counter on him for each creature you control. Then you got Interceptor, Shadow's Hound. Somebody's got a Doggo. The Doggo Assassin Lord. I didn't have this in the bingo card. I did not play this one. Whenever you attack with one or more legendaries, pay 3. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. You got Shadow, Mysterious Assassin, Human Assassin. Looks more like a ninja, but I'll take it. Death Touch. Deals combat damage to a player. Sacrifice now then permanent. If you do, draw 2 cards. Each opponent loses life. Pretty cool. Got Siegfried. I remember hearing, I kind of remember him a little bit. Enters, mill 3 cards, counters, X-Ember creatures. I'm not going to really get too into depth. I'll provide a link in the description. You got the furry of the bunch, Gao, Feral Youth. Whenever he attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Beginning of your upkeep. Each end step, if cards left your graveyard this turn, deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Then you got Go-Go, Mysterious Mime. Beginning of combat every turn, you may have Go-Go become a creature. Oh, wow, interesting. A red card becoming a creature. Okay. Except the name is Go-Go, Mysterious Mime. If you do, Go-Go and that creature each get +2/0 and gain haste. So that's interesting. Sabin, Master Monk. Double Strike, Blitz. Blitz and Blitz making a comeback. Was Blitz around? If you cast this card for its Blitz, it gains haste. Yeah, Blitz was in Capenna. You may cast in the graveyard. So it's like what's it called? The Punchy Boy, Tenacious Underdog. So you got Strago in Realm, an old man and a little girl, sketch and lore, target opponent exiles. It's very red, does red things, exiles from the library. You may cast that. I hate this shit in Commander. I hate that Dino that does it. I hate that Weasel that does it. It's annoying. You got Summon, Esper, something, Saga, Drake. I'm not used to these creature sagas. Exile is so very much a red card. Add a red for each lore counter on it. Cast an instant sorcery. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Umaro, Raging Yeti. I don't remember a Yeti from Final Fantasy. Well, again, I didn't play this one. So I guess this is all Final Fantasy, what, 6? So that's what I get for not playing it. Did I play this? Maybe. You're not here for that. Raging Yeti, Trample. Nice to see a legendary Yeti. Took long enough. I think there's only 2 now. Beginning of combat every turn, choose one at random. Creatures you control 3/0 and gain Trample. Discard your hand. Draw 4 cards. Deals 5 damage to any target. So you got Banan, the returns leader. Wow, Prey on a magic card. That's brave. Once during each of your turns, you may cast creature spell from among your graveyard. Anywhere in the battlefield. Okay, great. Whenever you attack. So very creature-centric. Focused on attacking. Very aggro-y. Very Mardu. Edgar, Master Machinist. Tools. You're a tool, wizards. Why are you charging so much, you tool? In this economy, when it attacks, it gets plus X0 until a turn, where X is the greatest mana value. Once during your turns, cast artifacts from your graveyard. I've had a long day, and I'm tired. And I have a child at home. Another Kefka. So 7 mana. This Kefka, during your turn. So he's basically Zergo Helm Smasher. I have a feeling the in-universe versions of these, if they ever make them, are just going to be like, this is going to be a reskin of Zergo. Kefka, Dancing Mad. Beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from your opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells. Again, it's very red. Block, Treasure Hunter. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Mug. Yeah, Mug was an attack that would steal, but also deal damage. In Final Fantasy XI, Mug, you just steal Gil from the enemy. If a land card is milled this way, create a treasure token. I was going to say, better do treasure, because, you know, money, treasure, close enough. Finally, another Moogle. Mog, Moogle Warrior. 3 mana. I don't know why it's red, though. Okay, whatever. Dance. Beginning of your end step. Each player may discard a card. Each player discard a card this way draws a card. If a creature discarded, you may create it. Create Moogle tokens. I gotta see the Moogle tokens. Setzer, Wandering Gambler. Wandering Gambler. Enters. You create the blackjack. So it's one of these comes in, creates a token, a legendary token. With artifact token with flying and crew 2. Whenever a vehicle you control deals damage, flip a coin, or if you win a coin flip. So you got the Warring Triad. Pretty cool look at it. I thought it was the mana rock. It's actually a god. Flying, Trample, Haste. Oh, that's nice for 3 mana. Somebody's gonna break this. As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your graveyard, it's not a creature, mill a card. So this deck is just feeding your yard. Oh, look at that. The Final Fantasy version of Sun Titan. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of these Final Fantasy reskins of existing cards. We all know what Sun Titan does. We'll move on. Archfiend of Depravity. I believe this is also a reprint. Beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses up to 2 creatures they control, then sacks the rest. What else we got? Hang on, I gotta move over my OBS. Okay, thank you for waiting. So Archfiend of Depravity. Sepulchrals. Primordial. Enters for each opponent. You may put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard in the battlefield under control. Oh my. I think that's a reprint. Combustible Gear Hulk. I know what that is. Flayer of the Hatebound. That is. Ruin Grinder. I think that is. Priest of Fell Rites. Is this a reprint? Pay 3 lives. Sack this creature. Turn target creature card from graveyard of the battlefield. Okay, great. And it's got Unearth. So you're going to be reanimating your dudes. Solemn Simulacrum. Angel of the Ruins. Exile the 2 target artifacts or enchantments. Palace Jailer. Is this guy actually... It looks like one of those wooden soldier guys. Enters. You become the monarch. And this creature enters. Exile target creature an opponent controls. Until an opponent... That's pretty brutal. So enters. Exile target creature. Until an opponent... What if this guy leaves the board? Do they get it back? I feel like it would have that clause. Kind of like... what is it? That Fiend Hunter, ETB, exile something. When it leaves, they get it back. Pitiless Plunderer. Okay, gotta love it. It's like Russell Crowe from what's it called? Escape from New York. Stitcher Supplier. We all know what this does. That's how they reprint more of these and drive down that reprint equity. But hey, you shouldn't be investing in Magic. If you are, you're doing it wrong. Stitcher Supplier. We got anger. I'm always angry. Meteor Golem. I don't know what that is. Okay, and we got a Milligan. The instance, Espers to Magicite. Magicite. That's in Final Fantasy XI as well. Exile each opponent's graveyard. I thought this says that exile each opponent. When you do, choose up to 1 target creature Create a token that's a copy. Wow. So pretty brutal. Big Devil. That's also a reprint. Laughing Mad. As additional costs. The cast. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Big Score. We don't know what this does. Crackling Doom. Another reprint. Mortify. Also a reprint. Then you got yourselves a Rejoin the Fight. What is this thing? What is going on in this art? I guess it's something that happens in game. Mill 3 cards, starting with the next opponent. Each opponent chooses a creature card in your graveyard that hasn't been chosen. Return. Wow, interesting. Snort. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards, and Snort deals 5 damage to opponent who discarded their hand, so it punishes them for discarding their hand. Tragic Arrogance. I think this is a reprint. For each player, you choose from among the permanents. Okay. Sacrifice. Okay. Reanimate. We all know what this does. Got ourselves Rise of the Dark Realms. This is really cool looking. Look at that. I love that. It's all the heroes uniting. So I guess the Yeti's on your side. You can't destroy everything. People always have dreams. Put all creature cards from all graveyards on the battlefield to your control. Wow. Legions to Ashes. Exile target non-land permanent. Okay. Ruinous Ultimatum, but Kefka version. Okay. Night's Whisper. That's fun. Card draw. Fun reprint. Stitch Together. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. What do the lands look like? Let's take a look. So we got Battlefield Forge, Clifftop Retreat. So yeah, awesome. So this is what I wanted to see. So far everything here is Final Fantasy VI, right? This is definitely not. This is from Final Fantasy VII. That's awesome. Clifftop Retreat. We got ourselves another Final Fantasy VII. We got ourselves a Desolate Mire. Okay, that's the same one. Dragon Skull Summit. All right. Exotic Orchard. Take a guess what I'm looking for. Fetid Heath. Okay, great. Foreboding Ruins. Or is it Foreboding? Fury Calm Snarl. Red 13. Final Fantasy VII. Graven Cairns. Okay, we got a High Market. I knew they would reprint one of these. I knew it. I talked about this on stream. Isolated Chapel. Got ourselves a Rugged Prairie. Scroll on down. We got Shadowblood Ridge. We got another Snarl. This is Final Fantasy XIV. Smoldering Marsh. Sulphurous Springs. Sun-Scorched Divide. Ash Barrens. Demolition Field. So again, Final Fantasy XIV Evolving Wilds. Final Fantasy X Geothermal Bog. Same game. Nomad Outpost. Same game. Path of Ancestry. Final Fantasy VII. Rogue's Passage. This should have been Final Fantasy XI, but Norg. Sacred Peaks. Okay, no. Sunlit Marsh. Okay. Command Tower. Plains. Swamp. Mountain. Okay. Revival and Trance Tokens. These are going to be cool to look. Oh, wait. Hold on. I missed something. Coin of Fate. Okay, look at this. Enters. Surveil 1. Exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard. Opponent chooses 1. Okay, okay. There you go. The Falcon Airship restored. Flying deals combat damage to a player. You may sack it. Return target creature card. Okay, more reanimate. Or return this card from your grave to the battlefield tapped. That's pretty nutty. Key to the City, but it's an envelope. Okay. Discard a card. 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's interesting. Phoenix Down. They had to do it, right? This better reanimate. Exile this artifact. Choose 1. Return target creature. Mana value 4 less. Okay, definitely. Exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. So fun fact, in Final Fantasy VII, there's that skeleton boss that you fight in Red 13's land. If you cast life on him, it can cause an instant death KO. And Cure does damage to undead monsters. That's awesome. Arcane Signet, we all know what this does. Commander Sphere. It's a Chocobo Egg. Okay, great. Mind Stone, got ourselves a Tiara. Soul Ring, okay. Swiftfoot Boots. Those aren't boots, but alright. Talisman of Conviction, we got ourselves a shell. You got Kefka's earrings, okay. Wayfarer's bauble. Looking good. What is on that helmet? Okay. Yes, the Moogle tokens. Treasure, Moogle, Blackjack, Monarch, Helper. So we got the copy from Final Fantasy IV. We got the treasure, generic treasure chest. Let's see, we got ourselves a Moogle. We got ourselves another Moogle. I just want some of these. These are fun. And the Blackjack. And the Monarch. Okay, got some shares. Okay, Cloud, Final Fantasy VII. Tifa, great. Limit Break. I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII. I liked it as a kid, but I kind of grew out of it. And it's just kind of like all everybody talks about. They just like love this game so much that they just kind of like forget the rest of the Final Fantasy series exists. But we all know what these do. These were spoiled. She's got melee. Cloud, I feel like they was pretty lazy what they did with him. He's just cares about equipment. Final Fantasy VII, all the Final Fantasy games, you do upgrade your character, you get new weapons, but Cloud's like mission wasn't just to go around and collect the best sword. You know, there's more to him, and I just don't think this is a great representation. Watty being lazy again. So attach equipment to it. You can put the girl shoes, Swiftfoot boots on him. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature. Okay. Okay, you got Tifa, martial artist, melee. You control 7 or greater, deals combat damage to a player, and tap all creatures you control. I feel like they should have had the casino slot machines. Like there's like a chance thing here. So they actually made a Sid that is not just the other, you know, Sid where you can have as many number in a deck. Sid, free flyer pilot, jump. During your turn, Sid has flying. Equip creature and vehicles. Okay, cares about vehicles. Elena, Turk recruit. Enters target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. He's gonna pair nicely with Assassin's Creed cards. You got Heidegger, Shinra Executive. I don't really remember this guy. Beginning of combat every turn. Oh, is this Rufus's father? I think it is. You create a soldier token. Okay, you got a Hilo Trooper. I remember these guys. Attacks, dark creature, you gain flying. Okay. Equip abilities, 2 less. Avalanche of Sector 7. That's so cool. It's nice to see these guys fleshed out, because I don't remember seeing them in the cinematics in the PS1's game, so you couldn't really tell what they looked like. So you got the big chunk guy, you got the girl boss, and you got headband guy. Menace, Sector 7's power, number of artifacts your opponents control. Remember, an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, deals 7 damage. Avalanche of Sector 7 deals damage. Okay, Kate Sith, Fortune Teller. This is cool. Lucky slots. He does the slot stuff. Alright, moving on over. Summon Kajuta. Okay, I kind of remember that. Deals 3 damage. The 3 target creatures can't block. Discard, draw, damage dealing. Alright, there's my guy, Vincent. And he's got the Cerberus pistol. That's just great. And he's an assassin. That's weird. I guess the Turks were... I guess the Turks are assassins. Whenever one more creatures you control deal combat to a player, put a 1/1 counter on him. Whenever Vincent deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each opponent. So, I feel like they kind of did him wrong here. Vincent should be transforming. I hope in the main set that Vincent transforms into one of his beast forms. They have to do that. Yuffie, Materia Hunter, Ninjutsu, awesome. That's making a comeback. Enters, gain control of target node. Perfect. She had to steal something. So you got Red 13's grandfather, his human grandfather. Let's see. Beginning of your upkeep, control a creature of power 7 or greater. Draw. He's a mana rock. Professor Hojo. He looks dastardly. This is great. First activated ability you activate during your turn. 2 less to activate. 1 or more creatures you could target. Okay, you know what this does. Aerith, Blast Ancient. 3/5. Oh, raise. Beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return target creature from your graveyard. Okay, so this deck cares about the number 7. 7/7/7, the slot machines, blah, blah, blah. Whenever an equipment you control enters, create a rebel. Beginning of combat of your turn. So start buying your rebel cards, people. Red 13, Proud Warrior, Beast. Why doesn't it make him just a dog? Modified creatures, trample, okay. Enters, return target aura equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. He also cares about equipment. That's just lazy. Sephiroth, Fallen Hero. The Reunion, sacrifice a modified creature. Turn from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, so he's got recursion. Genova cells, attacks. Put a cell count target creature until end of turn. Each modified creature you control. Oh my god. Wow. And there's green in this deck, so stuff like Hardened Scales is going to take Sephiroth for a ride. Bastion, Protector. Commander creatures you control. This might be a reprint. Bronze Guardian, Double Strike, okay. Pure Steel Paladin, that's definitely a reprint. Equipment, okay. Hellkite Tyrant, Generic Dragon. I don't remember this at all. I think you fight him in the temple, maybe? Professional Facebreaker. What is this thing? Is he one of the, like, just monsters you fight? Whatever. Armory Automaton. Let's see. Zach Fair, so Zach gets his own card. Enters 1/1 counter on. Why is he a 0/1? So he's a 2. Enters the battlefield as a 1/2. That's lazy. You sack him. Target creature you control gets indestructible. Put its counters on target creature and attach an equipment. Oh, that's cool. So he passes it around. Barrett Wallace. I think this got spoiled with those decks they sent to South America. So, summoning materia. I was wondering how they were going to make materia work. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast creature spells at the top of your library. Quick creature gets +2/2, and so materia is a mana rock. That's a little lazy. Conformer Shuriken. Whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature, tap stuff down. Okay. Alright. Wrecking Ball Arm. I did not like this. Anytime when I played Final Fantasy VII, I stopped using Barrett as soon as I could. I just thought he was just a gun character, nothing special. Base power stuff, 7. Okay, another 7/7. So anytime they put this on, does that mean you're cutting the creature's arm off? Champion's Helm, that's so cool. We all know what this does. Conqueror's Flail. There you go. Look at him. What is that, Reno? Yeah, Rude is the bald one. Conqueror's Flail. I don't know what this does. It's a reprint. Darksteel Plate, also a reprint. That's a soldier armor. That's really cool. Inspiring Statuary. Man thinks very highly of himself. Non-artifact spells you have improvised. Oh, that's great. Sword of the Animist. Why is that? Why does Aerith have a sword? Like a sword staff. What is going on here? Equipped creature gets +1/1. We all know what this is. Behemoth Nail Bat. That's pretty cool. Arcane Signet. Had to have it. Colossus Hammer. There it is. Perfect. Explorer's Scope. Sid's Goggles. Looking at the high wind. Hero's Blade. Okay. Hero's Heirloom. Great. Lightning Greaves. Tifa's Red Shoes. Mask of Memory. This is awesome. Look at that. The Genova. Skull Clamp. Soul Ring. Trailblazer's Boots. Vincent Shoes. This is beautiful. I love this. Cloud's Limit Break. Cross Slash. Target creature. Destroy a number of trapped creatures. Omni Slash. Destroy all tapped creatures. Okay, great. Ultimate Magic Holy. Final Fantasy VII. Permanents you control get indestructible in a turn. If this spell was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Wow. Okay, and it's got Foretell. Interesting to see Foretell coming back. Like Stream Blessings. Draw X cards. X is the greatest power. If this spell was cast from exile, gain twice X life. More Foretell. Oh, they had to do it. Cloud in the Dress. I was thinking I should make a video about Cloud in the Dress. You know they're going to do it. Here they go. They did it. So there's part of Final Fantasy VII where you have to... The two ladies in your party, they get in, but Cloud has to dress up like a woman to basically sneak into the whorehouse to please to get in bed with the bad guy they're trying to get information out of. It's actually a little fun side quest. There's like a top tier version. You can just like the lazy, like plain dress. But if you work really hard, you get like the special ending. Like the ideal special, what's the word I'm looking for here? Basically, there's like A tier, B tier, and S tier. The S tier you want is Cloud in that cutscene. So, Clever Concealment, Convoke, any number of target now makes your stuff phase out. You dress like a woman, you phase out. Chaos Warp. Okay, well, no, this is Vincent Valentine's. I'm getting less human. I guess that's Vincent in the background. Just looks like a generic demon. I don't expect much from Wizards artists they hire. They probably never touched a Final Fantasy game. Vincent is not a vampire, contrary to popular belief. Dispatch. Oh, the motorcycle scene. That's cool. Oh, no, this does. Soldier Military Program. Look at that. Being a combat of your turn, choose one. If you control a commander, you may choose both instead. Create a soldier token. 1/1 counter of 2 soldiers. Furious Rise. Who the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Furious Rise? Is that Emerald Weapon? I don't know. You have your end step. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile. Okay, you may play that card. Okay, more nonsense. Ultimate Magic Meteor. It's the whole thing Final Fantasy VII's about. Sephiroth trying to destroy the planet. 7 damage, of course. Cast from exile for each opponent. Choose an artifact to destroy the chosen permanents. Austere Command. That's pretty cool. It's Shinra. Unfinished Business. The Turks. This is just awesome. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then return to target aura and equipment. Wow. Physically dump this card, this deck, you're going to be dumping a lot of stuff into your yard. This is going to be bringing it back. Vanquish the Horde, we know what this does. One less to cast for each creature in the battlefield, destroy all creatures. Decimate. I guess when they blew up the, I forget what event this was in the game. Destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment, and land. Wow. Secret Rendezvous. So there's 4 versions of this card you can get. This is still pretty funny. Vandal Blast. Destroy target artifact you don't control. Okay. Cultivate. Aerith the flowers. You had to do it. Harmonize. Okay, Aerith again. Nature's Lore. Search your library for forests. Put it in the battlefield. So you get your dual lands, your triomes, shock lands, whatnot. Rampant Growth. Another Final Fantasy VII. Then the lands. Battlefield Forge. Ponder's Enclave. These are all 7. Right? That's Final Fantasy 7. Brushland, that's 10. Canopy Vista is 7. I'm getting pissed off. There's no 11. Cinderglade, that's 7. 7. 10. 7. Alright. Fortified Village. You have the Condor, had to do it. Furycom Snarl, we saw that already. Game Trail. Actual games at the, what is it? Golden Saucer. Mossfire Valley. Rootbound Crag when Sephiroth kills the snake. Rugged Prairie. Scavenger Grounds. That's 14. That's 7 again. Slayer Stronghold. Okay. Spire of Industry. This is beautiful. This is the perfect card for it, in my opinion. This is great. I love this. Sungrass Prairie. 7. 10. What is it? 6. 6. 10. 7. 7. 10. Come on, man. 7. Command Tower. Shinra Tower twice. No. No. So anything but Final Fantasy 11. So here's your tokens. Cool. What the hell is this? It's like Poison Ivy from Batman. Foretell. This is cool. Treasure. Okay. Tidus. Okay. Beginning of combat of your turn, you show your opponent your blitz balls. You may remove a counter from target creature under a second creature. Whenever one or more creatures you control put 1 counters on it and deal combat damage to a player. You may draw a card and proliferate. Okay, move counters around. More creatures you control with the counters on them deal combat damage. Okay, proliferate and draw cards. Okay. Yuna Grand Summoner. So they give you 2 cards that could potentially be your commander. That's always fun. 1 mana of any color. So Summoner, she helps cast your creatures. Not bad, but they could have done better. Whenever another permanent you control is put into a grave from the battlefield, if it has 1 or more counters on it, you may put that number of counters on it. Okay, great. Let's just fly through this. So Tidus, we read it already. Orin, Venerated Guardian. Shouldn't he be... Yeah, I was about to say, shouldn't he be a spirit? When he attacks, 1/1 counter on him. When you do, exile target creature, defending player controls with power less than... Okay, Chocobo Knights. There you go, Quetch. I gotta send this over to Quetch. Gata and Luzu, 10. Lord Jaskal. This is Guido for a second. Okay, Investigates, alright. Ixion. I don't remember this summon at all. Okay, Yojimbo, great. Exiles. It's very white deck with a lot of counters. Lulu, Stern Guardian. Whenever an opponent attacks you, choose target creature attacking you, put a Okay, that's cool, but I was hoping to see something around her, like her ability. She's a puppet master job type. She has her dolls fight for her, and I was hoping to see something like that. Traveling Merchant, draw, move, counters. Riku, Resourceful Guardian. They can't talk tonight. 1 or more counters. Okay, that's great. Steal, move a counter from target creature and opponent controls onto target creature. You take... I've never seen that before. Taking counters from your opponent's creatures, put them on yours. 1 or more counters are put on a creature. Turn of turn, that creature can't be blocked. Oh, that's just great. There you go. Hardened Scales. about to go up in value. Summon Valifor. Each opponent chooses a creature. Return. So tap stuff down, tie it out, send it back to their hand. Master Seymour. 1/1 counters equal to its power. Okay, Monstrosity gets even bigger. The Magus Sisters. Counters, life gain, fighting. Is this guy giving me the finger? Oh. Non-token creatures you control enters. Okay, so he's got a built-in again. Hardened Scales, proliferate again, proliferate. You can have a lot of fun with Infect in this deck, definitely. Kamari, Cat Guardian, Catboy. Put a 1/1 counter on him, then you may have become a copy of that creature. Wow. Okay. You got an Acolyte. Whenever creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on it. Its power less than, otherwise. Okay, great. Sin, Unending Cataclysm. Flying Trample. Remove all counters from any number of creatures and or enchantments. Wow. Enters the bone one where X is twice the number of counters, so punishes your opponents, he gets the gain. When it dies, counters on creatures you control. And it gets shuffled in, because I guess it never goes away. Waka, he throws balls. What's her name? Lulu's future husband. Deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact. Okay, that makes sense. Blitzball. Beginning of combat, end step. Okay, counters. Luminous Broodmoth, so you got a reprint. Attack without flying dies. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return to the battlefield. Then okay, flying counter on it. Enters the battle with a 1/1 counter on it. Remove a counter from a permanent you control. Search your library for a plains. Opponent controls more lands, so it's basically a land tax. And that other guy. Sunscorch Regent, I think that's a reprint. Chasm Skulker, I think this is also a reprint. Right? Is it? I don't know. Bane of Progress, I think this is. Yep, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay, great. Forgotten Ancient, definitely a reprint. Generous Patron, definitely a reprint. Gyre Sage, reprint. Incubation Druid, reprint. Rampant Rejuvenator, maybe? Tireless Tracker, I know this is. So these are all, so each deck is its own, is the game that the commander's from for the most part. This can't be countered. You may have this creature enter its battlefield, then oh. Wow. So we don't know what this does. Fathom Mage, all your reprints here are at the bottom. Duskshell Crawler, Protection Magic, Yuna's Whistle, Protection Magic, Shield Counter on your stuff, Yuna's Whistle. I don't remember her whistling, but okay. Reveal cards on top of your library. Reveal a creature card, put that card in your hand. Okay, reveal creatures, more counters. Pull from tomorrow. Draw X cards, discard a card, endless detour. Owner of target spell, non-land permanent. Or a card in a graveyard puts it. Okay. It tells you where to put it. Destroy evil. Picking this dude up and turning him upside down. That's destroying him, apparently. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Okay. Path to exile. Oh, she gone. Or he gone. I don't know who that is. An offer you can't refuse. That's fun. Alright, I'll work. Inspiring Call. This is a meme. This card is definitely a meme. Draw a card. For each creature you control, 1/1 counter. Okay, I know that's a reprint. So, Summoner Sending. Beginning of your end step. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. If you do, create a spirit. Okay, and a spirit counters. You got the idea. Sphere Grid. I hated this system. This is why I did not play 10. But it makes sense. This puts 1/1 counters on things. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, put a +1/1 counter on that creature. Creatures you control, 1/1 counters on them, have reach and Resourceful Defense. What do we got? Whenever a permanent you control leaves the battlefield, 1/1 counter. If it had counters on it, put those counters on target permanent you control. So it's kind of like an Ozolith. You can move the counters onto something else. Move any number of counters from target permanent you control into a second permanent you control. Doing that is 5 mana, so it keeps it a little more balanced. Together Forever makes sense. Reprint. Choose target creature with a counter on it. When that creature dies this turn, return to its owner's hand. Inexorable Tide, also a reprint. Whenever you cast a spell, Proliferate. Fight Rigging, also reprint. Hideaway, we know what this does. Hardened Scales, okay, there it is. There's our reprint. We all know what this does. Path of Discovery. I believe that's a reprint. Bred for the Hunt. I'm pretty sure that's a reprint. Blitzball Stadium. This isn't. Enters. Support X. Put X. Put a 1/1 counter to X target creatures. Till end of turn. Target creature gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. For each kind of counter on it, can't be blocked. Very cool. Arcane Signet. Had to do it. Jex Crest. Everflowing Chalice. Again, Final Fantasy X. Soul Ring. Just a generic orb. Yuna's Decision. Continue the pilgrimage. Sack a creature. If you do, draw a card. You may put a creature or land from your hand on the back. Wow. Wow. Okay, that could be nasty. Return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Collective Effort. It's pretty cool looking. Escalate. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Destroy an enchantment. 1/1 counters. And you just gotta tap your stuff down. Not bad. Damning Verdict. Destroy all creatures with no counters on them. Farewell. I hate this card. Promise of Loyalty. Okay. Listen to my story. This may be our last chance. Each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control and sacrifices the rest. Each of those creatures can attack you or planeswalkers you control, for as long as it has a vow counter on it. What? Each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control. Oh. And sacks the rest. Each of those creatures can attack. So they swear a vow not to attack you. Farseek. You know what that does. 3 visits. Portal 3 Kingdoms reprint. Brushland. We know what these lands do. No point in getting into it. I'm just looking for anything from Final Fantasy 11. Glacial Fortress? No, 14. Of course not. Hinterland Harbor. Overflowing Basin. Port Town. 10. 14s. 7. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. What, 6, 10, 10, beachfront, 10, 10. We're not going to get any Final Fantasy 11 lands. Okay, maybe this forest is Final Fantasy 11. No, it's not. It's 7. You scumbags. Okay. So spirit tokens. Ooh, this squid is mean looking. Okay. Get a clue, would you? Okay, Y'shtola. You're my last hope. Beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life, you draw a card. It's a very an attrition kind of commander. You may cast a non-creature. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, deals 2 damage to each opponent. So punish your opponents for expensive stuff. Each if an opponent lost 4 or more life, you draw a card. So they're going to be losing a lot of life. It's 2 damage each opponent, and you gain 2 life. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana value. Okay, so you create hero tokens with counters. Okay, great. And put X 1/1 counters dealing once each turn, so it's pretty limited as lifelink. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life. So as lifelink, get the rebate, use that life total. Deck breakdown, okay. So Y'shtola, Garatia. So Final Fantasy 14 I did not play. Partner, so that's cool. It's the first one we saw with Partner. Dual cast makes your other spells cheaper. So you're going to need that with the other two those commanders that rely on casting spells. That brings the cost down. She's an elf wizard. Okay. Summon Good King Mog. There's a Mog summon? I didn't know that. Create some Moogles. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a token of a non-saga token you control. Oh, what? Oh, it's a copy. Okay. 1/1 counters. Okay. Taru. Oh, that's cute. So I thought it was Final Fantasy 11. I got excited. I guess their name is Taru. Enters, you draw a card, and target opponent. You draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if that is that player's turn. Okay. Kind of running out of steam here. Aphanon Leveler. Hermes, so partner, vigilance. Cast your second spell, draw a card. So casting more than one spell, you get a little gift there, Hermes. Overseer, non-creature spell, oh, you get a bird. Okay, great. This guy, Elder Dragon. Oh, more an Elder Dragon, that's unexpected. Shiva's Aid enters. Cast a non-creature spell, 1/0 till end of turn, can't be blocked. Fondiel, something as something. Okay, Albert, Warrior of Darkness. Put a 1/1 counter on each legendary creature you control. Alright, we're just gonna fly right through these. So you got this guy, Elf Warrior, flying until end of turn. Oh, look at this little, okay, that's cute. Okay, what does he do? Dwarf Wizard. So he must be the Lalafell, the little short people race. Lies, Hexed, okay. Prowess. Dwarf Wizard. No, I'm looking for Final Fantasy 14. We're probably not going to get it. Final Fantasy 11, rather. This guy, he's holding cards. Archmage, Emeritus, Magecraft. Gear Hulk. Murderous Rider. Baleful Strix. Hypnotic Sprite. Champions from Beyond. I think that's a Galka from Final Fantasy 11 on the left. I'm not sure. This creature enters, create X 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens. Light Party. Whenever you attack with 4 or more creatures, scry. So you get a bonus if you attack. Gets plus 4/4. That's very good. Observe Stasis. Okay. Eye of Nidhogg. Okay. Authority of the Consoles. This is a reprint. Propaganda, also a reprint. Bastion of Remembrance. Creates a human soldier. Whenever a creature you control dies, your opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Dancer's Chakrams. So basically a lot of the equipment you would get in the game. Job select. Whenever this creature... a quick creature is like other commander creatures you control at +1 and is a performer. Performer! Alright. So if you're an OnlyFans model, your creature type is Performer. Blue Mage is Kane. Let's see, what's the type this gives you? It's a wizard. Whenever this creature attacks, exile the 1 target instant or sorcery. Okay. So Blue Mage, the way their magic works, they copy other things and players' spells and use them. This guy's Planessphere. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Okay. Get Archaeomancer's Map. Search for planes. More lands. You get lands. Okay. Reaper Scythe. Soul counter for each player who lost life this turn. Gets 1/1 for each soul counter on it. Okay. So, giving you Stroll is about losing life and pinging. This is going to help your dudes along the way. You got a Coveted Jewel. Draw 3 cards. Adds mana. 1 or more creatures an opponent you control attack aren't blocked. You draw. Okay. Untap. Tome of Legends. Page counter. Whenever your commander enters or attacks, put a page counter on him. Okay. White Arcite. Enters, exiled target, non-land permanent, opponent controls. Okay. So it's like that portable hole. Sage something. Okay. Arcane Signet. We know what this does. Relic of Legends. Soul Ring. Talisman of Dominance. It's just a mask. Talisman of Hierarchy. Looks like the red mage clothes. Oh, it says it in the flavor text. Talisman of Progress. Thought Vessel. What else we got? Transpose. Draw a card, then discard a card. You lose 1 life. This spell was cast from your hand. Create a wizard token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Dig Through Time. Sublime Epiphany. Lethal Scheme. Void Rend. Swords of Plowshares. Into the Story. Again, all reprints with Final Fantasy art. Cleansing Nova. Final Judgment. These are scary looking. Final Judgment, Cleansing Nova. Damn. Board wipes, destroy all creatures, draw artifacts and enchantments. Okay. Final Judgment, exile all creatures. That's just shitty. Rite of Replication, Crux of Fate, Vindicate. That rhymed. It's well timed. Circle of Power. Whenever you draw 2 cards and you lose... You draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life, so it's nice with Night Whisper, almost. But you get a little token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, wizards you control get +1/0. Cut a Deal. Each opponent draws a card. Where'd it go? Then you draw a card for each opponent. Lingering Souls. Look at that ghost. That's weird looking. Create. Yeah, we know what Lingering Souls does. Exsanguinate. Siphon Mind. Again. Okay. Okay, I want a Final Fantasy 11 land. No. Choked Estuary is cool. It's one of my favorite lands. Darkwater Catacombs. No. Desolate Mire. Alright. No. No. Feathered Heath. No. Scavenger grounds. Alright. Plains. Swamp. Island. Temple of the False God. Sunlit Marsh. Path of Ancestry. We saw that earlier. Idyllic Beachfront. We saw that. Evolving Wilds. We saw that. Demolition Field. I don't think we've seen that. It's cool looking. Contaminated Aquafire. Okay. Command Tower. Okay. Ash Barrens. So, and here's your tokens. You got whatever this thing is with a lizard tail. Here's your hero. Cat boy, cat girl. There's another hero. Cat guy with a gun. Lalafell and a bird. Looks like Articuno from Pokemon. That's kind of lazy. Yeah, that's just lazy. Why does this look like Articuno? Hero token. Wizard token. You're a wizard, Harry. Hero token. Wait. Nope, I got excited. I thought that was a Galka. Human soldier. You got a Moogle. And you got a treasure. Alright, everyone. Well, that's it. That's that. I certainly hope you enjoyed the deck list. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can find these. Take a look at yourself. I just kind of gave it a power run, speed run, fly right through them. There's 4 of these decks in total. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you going to buy in on these? Are you going to get in on these? I recommend buy listing your collection to have the equity to buy these. Hopefully after the first month of Final Fantasy Magic being out, the kind of the FOMO dies off, and I hope there's plenty to go around for everybody. I'm sick of the hoarding and the bullshit. So, instead of buying 4 of these, maybe just buy 1 and save some for everybody else. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Which one of these are you looking forward to owning? Which Final Fantasy cards are you looking forward to seeing in Magic the Gathering? And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks, everyone.